Hey guys, still here. This video, we're going to be talking about week 7. So 5th grade fall week 7. I'm Paige, for those that this is their first video. This one is crazy chemistry, so we're continuing on that chemistry unit. Make sure you start by revisiting the ideas of physical and chemical properties. That's something that they need to know, so they need to have gotten it down from the mystery powders experiment from the previous week. Very, very important. Start with that. Then go right into explaining the difference between atoms, elements, and molecules, how they're varying degrees of one another. Molecule is going to be the focus for this one. It's helpful to draw out water because many of them know water as H2O. Like, that's not going to be an unfamiliar term for them. So you can discuss H2O. You know, it's multiple different elements that create the molecule that is water. Hydrogen and oxygen, etc. You know, all of you know what that is. And so it helps to break it down like that. And then this one is a really fun one, but once again, it is actually, no, you have enough bottles for each table. I was going to say it's a demo, but all of them can do it themselves. So you're going to be just doing a chemical reaction with them for the first time. It's super fun, and whenever anything mixes and makes something different, they really enjoy it. So they're all going to have plastic bottles. If you feel like you don't have enough, feel free to get some from your own home if you have like bigger classes, because you're going to get whatever DJ gives you in your bags, but you might choose to want more. It's always okay to like get more things from your house. Like, that's, no one's ever going to blame you for that. Like, that's awesome. So make sure you have enough bottles, make sure you have enough baking soda and vinegar, and then you're going to be using balloons. So how this one works is each table, I believe, in some of my classes I had enough to do prepare because I had small classes. I had one that was like 15 kids. But in the bigger ones, do it in like groups of 3 or 4 per table, however you want to split it up. And they're going to be doing, the way it works is you put a little bit of vinegar in the bottle, and then they put the baking soda in the balloon itself, and then they attach the top of the balloon to the bottle before lifting up the balloon. And then once the baking soda drops down into the vinegar, it creates carbon dioxide molecules, which blows up the balloon. And mine, I had enough materials that they had fun with it and practiced with different degrees, like different amounts of vinegar versus baking soda, which was kind of fun to see because I didn't even know the answer to that. Like, it didn't work as well when they used too much baking soda kind of deal. So if you want to do kind of like an investigation of sorts, just make sure you have enough for the classes, the rest of the classes that you have that week. Like, don't use it all at the beginning, which I've definitely gotten. I would definitely have been to blame for that before, which is, it's not a problem. Just go to the JP house and get more if you do end up running out. But just make sure you have portioned it out for what you need to be prepared for the week. And then at the end, make sure you dissect what was happening. So address, this is all in the PowerPoint, but address that a chemical change was taking place, and specifically a chemical reaction. And then there's a little formula on the PowerPoint, and honestly, it might be a little complex for them with like the products and the reactants, but you can explain like, this side is the reactants, this side is the products, this is what we got, this is what it means to have a chemical reaction when 2 molecules are mixing together to form a greater compound, like, or to break up and combine with new molecules to make new things, etc. All of you have taken chemistry at this point in your lives, so you should be able to understand a chemical reaction and a chemical formula. There's no difficulties with this one. It's really just, once again, making sure that everyone has a role, because it can feel, you know, like only one person needs to lift the balloon. So what I would do is I would usually pour the vinegar myself, because you're going to have funnels, so give them all like a little bit of a line, but make sure someone's like looking at it, and you can have someone check you on it. And then I would have one person hold open the balloon, and then another person scoop some baking soda into it, and then one person attach it and one person lift. Feels silly because they're such small roles, but it'll help them all feel like they are needed and important, and like they should all be, because it's all of their experiments. So that's the one thing that I would look out for. And also making sure that you're continuing with that chemistry theme. Easy vocab this week, just the 3 at the beginning. And yeah, have fun with it. It's an exciting one. And they're all going to ask to keep the balloons. It's up to you and up to the teacher. I would check with the teacher first. Usually I let them, but I made sure that I had enough for each class because everyone in the grade is going to talk to each other, and they all knew if I let one class do something and not the others. So if you do decide to let them keep the balloons, I had so many balloons that I was able to give every student one. So just double check and make sure that you're being consistent with that as well.